Oh, maybe not. Hello and welcome to Art and Fashion. I'm your host Dominique and we are here today with Irene Vitale. Hi Irene, how are you?
Dominique, I'm very well and thank you for having me here today.
Thank you for coming on the show. So you are a local artist. What type of work do you do?
I am a figure seascape painter, but I started as a portrait pastelist and I've evolved into the seascape figure genre.
What is your background with getting into art?
My background actually started where I now teach at the Art League of Long Island, and I took a pastel portrait class with Suzanne Young, and she gave me the classical portrait background, and won a scholarship, went off to the New York Art Students League of New York, studied with Dan Schwartz, illustrator, semi-privately. And then the day comes after all of this education, you need to just find your own way. And that's where I am now, in the seascape figure genre.
Okay, and what mediums have you evolved into using? You said you started with pastel.
Right, oil, and right now I'm really shaking it up and experimenting with oil bars. There are many different brands, but my favorites are R&F, and they are creamier and they come in very large diameters. And there's an immediate fresh quality and a playful quality to the seascapes and the abstractions, because you're not using a brush, you're using literally a big stick of oil, and it's really liberating. It's a lot of fun.
Now, what inspired you to take your first class and what inspires your work now?
I had a great mentor who said, paint what you know and paint what you love. And after you do all the academics, you realize, I live on Long Island, and I born, raised here, the shores, North Shore, South Shore. So I wanted to and I actually had another artist friend said, Irene, I love your portraits, but I think you have something really special with your seascapes. So my three portfolios that I specialize in now are my seascapes, the boudoir, which is how I met you, and portraiture, a charcoal, black and white technique that's very reminiscent of a classic black and white photo. So the boudoir is what introduced me to you, which ever since we met, I have been meeting small world people all over Long Island.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Megan Flaherty, I believe is her last name. She was my art group that I'm in, and I told her about my, my nudes, semi-nudes, hanging in your paper vintage doll shop, and she said, "I know Dominique." I go to Rob at Color Images, and I'm having a print made, or I'm talking to him about, what's happening now. He goes, "I know Dominique." I have Keith Frawley down in Sayville, who's from Dingaroo, who does my website. I know Dominique. So ever since I met you, I have just been meeting people all over the place.
I'm so happy to hear that. Well, we were happy to have your artwork and exhibit your pieces. They're so beautiful. So I was more than thrilled to have you involved in the art shows over at Paper Doll. What other locations have you exhibited at?
Right, I have actually a lot going on right now. Back to the Art League, they have their membership exhibit now, and I have a seascape there. That will be on view from November, I believe the opening is the 9th. I'm not sure about the dates, but that will all be on my Facebook page. So the Art League of Long Island has their membership show. I have one painting there. I'm right here in Smithtown at Belmead Gallery / Smithtown Picture Frame. Joe Laurenti, I've been with him for years. He has a lot of my boudoir pictures in a nice area of his shop that is very reminiscent of a woman's dressing room. And then the other location is down in Babylon Village. Village Art and Frame. John Taylor is the owner, and that's a new representation for me. I'm trying to get down into a South Shore community, as well as, you know, my new connection with you. And then there's a fourth one, which is only for the summer months. From May, Memorial Day to Labor Day, I'm over at Casino Cafe with Kristen Tully, and that's a Patchogue ferry to Davis Park. Had a show there last summer, very well received. It was really wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, do you mostly exhibit your work, or have you done any commissioned work for any like editorials or any publications or anything?
Not for publications, but the portraiture commission started to turn into a seascape. A client did not want a traditional portrait, and she wanted her children in the ocean because they live in Babylon and they wanted something unique. So 70 photographs later and editing, we came up with this beautiful, and I hope I sent it as part of the images, but if not, it's on my website. It's the Rendy family, and it's their fortune, and it's quite large. It's 3 feet by 4 feet, oil, and mostly my commission work has to do with decorators. Oh, that's actually, I forgot another exhibition location, which I also thought about for you going forward regarding fashion. It's a showcase in Sandpoint Preserve. It's called a show house, and it's in this magnificent estate. And I believe it's also affiliated with the Friends of Long Island. So it's this beautiful historical building. And I have one painting in an art exhibit that will either be on the main floor near the gift shop, but the whole premise is decorate a room.
Oh, wow.
And
so it gives everybody an entire installation space.
But what a fabulous place for your historical period piece costumes. It might be something
that would be interesting, definitely,
for the future to network.
Or maybe I could even collaborate with an artist.
Right. Yeah. Maybe me.
Now, in terms of your commission work, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you for a portrait, where would they be able to reach you?
Yes, they could call my studio phone, 680-1406. I'm on Facebook. My website is Irene Vitale Fine Art, and my Facebook is also Irene Vitale Fine Art. There and the shops, you can just walk in. Joe, I know, is closed on Mondays, so other than that, you would just check the times of their hours.
Okay, wonderful. Now, you mentioned that you teach at the Art League of Long Island. How long have you been teaching there? When do you teach? I
teach Tuesdays. I would normally be here today, but it's election day, so there's no class. I have a unique studio setup. It's an independent combination drawing painting. We have direct observation from a still life for students who really want to understand drawing on a new level, and we go over the essentials of drawing and what makes a drawing and how you design it, to a total freeing experimental oil seascape / whatever the artist is looking to pursue. My inspirations are Sorolla and Edward Seago when it comes to my seascapes. So I really try to use our museums in New York and our people that we admire and use that as a springboard for introducing options to students who are really looking to think out of the box.
Mm-hmm. Now, when discussing students, do you have any words of motivation or inspiration for someone looking to find their own direction with their art?
Yeah, I do, actually. Having the courage to find your own stroke, just as you did when you decided what venue, that you were going to go in this route, because I know you have a fine art background, right? Mm-hmm. So the day comes after all the studying and all the learning, you just need to really, I think, trust your own instincts and be fearless and go for it.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any exhibits coming up that you're excited about? Any upcoming projects that you're working on?
Well, the exhibits I already mentioned. Mm-hmm. Regarding going forward, yes, I would love to collaborate with you, maybe near Valentine's Day.
Okay.
This whole boudoir, I think women on Long Island are really ready to embrace their sensuality, and actually that's what I loved about Amanda Riley. Her work had a sexual, sensual freedom to it, and back in the day you could not hang a nude on Long Island. People were just uncomfortable with it, and yet museums are filled. The masters, clearly our birthday suits. I mean, so I believe Long Island, and especially women, are really ready to surround themselves with fashion and art that celebrates a sensual side to who they are in a tasteful way. Mm-hmm.
I love that concept. Yeah, that is really exciting.
I really do. I think that would be fabulous. And Valentine's Day
absolutely celebrates that. So
right.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to mention about the Art League of Long Island and the classes that they have to offer?
Well, my classes, along with many others, they are the most magnificent. They have a gallery to die for. It is modern, it is centrally located, and people are just starting to learn about it. And that might be another wonderful person to collaborate with, Charlie Miller, who's the executive director. I think she'd love to somehow be involved in this celebration of women and art and fashion, because her main gallery is just beautiful for a fashion show and possibly art that's related to fashion. Mm-hmm. It's so yes, the Art League is a very important part. I only teach there one day a week, and we are trying to form an afternoon class. Mm-hmm. But it's a great facility.
Now, you said you had 3 portfolios with the seascapes and the portraitures and the boudoir. Right. Are there any directions you see yourself moving forward into the future that you would like to explore a little bit more?
Yes, I do. Just like the water and the ebb and flow of life, and as you know, trends, fashions come and go. I think what's beautiful about both elements are you love to surround yourself with original visual paintings that you can connect to, that touch you, that somehow move you, as well as a garment that you choose to put together and wear. Mm-hmm. Again, women, we really do surround ourselves with things that project a playfulness or a serious side, or we just have a wonderful opportunity to do it all. And I that's what I admire about you.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing it all.
You're making me blush today.
Well, I am a fan, Dominique.
Oh, thank you.
The Art League is actually the reason we connected. Mm-hmm. So
this is true.
They are a really great networking for artists businesses, anyone who would like to use their space to share and promote, just as this organization is also another means that I'll pass on to Charlie, because people don't know you exist or you paint unless you get it out there. So thank you, because this is a wonderful opportunity for me to really be able to share.
Oh, well, absolutely. Thank you for coming on. I was going to say, in the direction that we're kind of going with this conversation, when it comes to young artists, and again, artists just starting out and just looking to get their work out there, do you have any other encouraging words about giving them the opportunity to exhibit and how to put their name out there in order to get more exhibiting opportunities?
Yes, I do. You have to be fearless and say yes to a lot of things that maybe you're unsure of. If you're pursuing fine art, you do want to build a resume and pick exhibition opportunities that are juried. The member show, you do not have to be juried. There are a lot of organizations and cooperatives where if you pay a due, you are guaranteed a spot. And that's how you build a resume. But going beyond that resume building, the other thing, the business of art, which is something that Amanda touched on, and the businesses of art, and now social media, the challenges for me as an older artist is understanding social media and how to use it in a professional way. And this fits the bill for me, and that's why I said yes. So I think you have to trust your instincts and just put yourself out there, come out of your comfort zone, and just do it. Just share, because there's an audience out there for you, and they might not see, you might not be recognized right away, but keep continuing and you will be seen. You will have an audience.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful to encourage people to put it out there, and especially with the use of social media, that it will eventually kind of snowball and capture more and more of an audience over time, but you do have to build up that resume and that body of work and the exhibits, and then it kind of grows upon that.
Right, to know and to put your professional self forward. You have to build that and have a history, and then taking that forward, you'll be able to decide on a style, try not to have to go in too many different directions, and then once you really know this is where you belong, you just wrap everything you do about it on a daily basis, whether it's creating or looking at the business side of it.
I think those are very wise words, not only just for fine art, but even for anybody looking to develop their professional business or their professional kind of profile and persona, to keep putting a focused body of work out there and a professional image of themselves out there, and then to gain clients or gain an audience that way.
Right. And as you do so well, you touch base with your audience. You really do make people feel included. And in the social media aspect, that's what I'm still learning. That when you do that, you're reminding people you're not just here for a day, a week, a month. You've been in this for years. You've dedicated your life to it. And it's important that they realize that there's a genuineness to someone who has dedicated their life to art.
Now back to your artwork. When you said you did pastel, you did charcoals and oil paint and the oil sticks. Are there any new mediums that you're looking to explore?
Just the oil bar. They're very liberating. I've experimented. I don't want to go into too many, watercolor is not my thing because it's not forgiving. And I like to really play and recycle. I actually recycle canvases. I paint on wood, masonite, and I've had a great opportunity to study with really wonderful people who didn't want you to paint like them. They want you to paint like you. They want you to develop your style.
Find your own voice or your own stroke, rather.
Right. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you, Irene. Is there anything else you would like to add today about your work or your classes or the Art League, or just anything to motivate other artists?
Be true to yourself. Go to my Facebook page, Irene Vitale Fine Art, or my website. Come down and see me. Or you could even visit my studio if you'd like to come to my studio. And look forward to many more collaborations with Dominique.
Aw, thank you so much. Thank you, Irene, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
This has been Art and Fashion on the Daily Blue, and I hope you tune in next week. Thank you so much, Irene, for coming on the show.
Hey, you're very welcome. My pleasure.